Hi, these comments are for Rodrigo, and this is Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com. How you doing, buddy? You're doing speaking and writing practice today. Before we get going, I remember in the other email, you said that you're interested in meeting with one of my students, Mita, who got 29 points on the speaking section of the test, correct? Now, she needs help on the reading. Her reading score is very low. I think it's like 18 points on reading, but your reading is 28. So I sent an email to her, and she said it's okay if you guys meet together. So I sent you both an email, so then you guys can figure out what you want to do. So she needs help with reading. You need help with speaking. Sounds like it's a match made in heaven. So good luck to both of you. I hope that you can get some good strategies and tips and even some good practice as you work with her to improve your speaking. And I'm pretty sure that she's going to get a lot of good tips and advice from you on how to improve the reading. All right? So there you go. So the next step is you're doing writing practice, and I have the independent writing rubrics here right now. I'm getting ready to score your practice test. So you did say in the email, you say, Michael, in the writing practice test, I was trying to reduce my time so I did not read completely the topic, which required me to establish both points of view. However, I was thrilled about the essay because I wrote 3 body paragraphs, as you told me. Would you mind telling me the grade that I would have obtained if I had corresponded to the prompt? I like that. Your grammar is good there. You're using the past perfect tense to talk about a past impossible condition. You say, if you want to correct the essay on the page with a genuine grade, it's okay, but please tell me the grade I would have obtained. Furthermore, you recommended me to write another body paragraph. Do you think it's necessary for me to write over 500 words to go above 27 points? I don't think it's necessary. I think it helps. I think typically the more you're writing, the more you're showing how you can develop your ideas, but I don't think it's necessary. At least I'm going to say that. Okay, your essay. So let's assume instead of analyzing the 2 viewpoints, you actually take a position. So you're basically explaining why you think it's more important to make large amounts of money. Right? That's it. So I'm reading it within that context. And actually, yeah, I'm going to give you 4.2, 27 points out of 30. I think it is a very strong essay based on what you wrote. You have your specific thesis here, right? And then you develop the ideas in 1, 2, and then 3 body paragraphs there, which is good. And you're showing a lot of syntactic variety there. So I think based on your modifications, right, based on your saying why it's important to make large amounts of money, you state 3 reasons why. I'm going to give you 27 points out of 30 on it. Now, there is one area I want to do a little bit of some grammar correction here in one of your paragraphs. Okay. Millionaires usually quit their jobs or leave their enterprises to doggedly, good word there, follow their dreams or completely advocate to their hobbies. For example, several years ago, having decided to spend, you're still stuck on the there, but you're now talking about a particular person, right? This is where you kind of had some problems with your pronoun agreement, all right? Technically, it's the possessive adjective. I'm going to change it to his. Marcos Lemonis, a businessman with gigantic corporations, I'm going to change this to the responsibilities of his job to his coworkers, consequently dedicated the last few years to deadly activities like diving with sharks, parachuting, and so on. If Marcus had not been rich, maybe he would not have been able to dedicate himself to his passions. So that was the only paragraph where you had some grammatical issues. So just be careful about there is used to refer to a plural noun and you're using it as a possessive adjective, and then his is used to refer to uh, a singular noun and a masculine noun at that. All right? But overall, I think it's very developed, very well organized, and really, really strong syntactic variety and sentence structure. I'm getting ready to listen to your integrated speaking task you also sent me. So let's see how you did on this one.
The letter is against the news culture acquirement, and in the conversation, the woman expresses her opposition to this idea. First of all, according to the writer of the letter, the university does not have money to pay a new sculpture. Moreover, the writer suggests that the huge sculpture will take green areas, used for students to pass the time and study. Second of all, the woman in the conversation thinks that this new sculpture will be great for the university. And then she later on explained that this sculpture will be almost completely paid for an anonymous donator. Furthermore, she believes that Pau is always playing football in these areas, which will be used for the sculpture. Therefore, for Pau, it is sculpture again versus convenience. These are the reasons why the speaker is against this idea.
Okay, so I'm looking at the rubrics. I think it's just mostly a delivery issue. So if you work with Meta, you want to work on your pronunciation a lot. That's going to be, I think, the most important thing you can do there. So I'm looking at the three. Speech is generally clear with some fluidity of expression. You're pretty fluid, but there's a few areas in there where I have trouble with what you're saying. Let's listen to it one more
The
time.
letter is against the new culture acquirement, and in the
The letter is against what? The new culture?
The letter is against the new culture acquirement, and in the conversation, the woman expresses
Yeah, I didn't quite get what you're saying
her
there.
opposition to this idea. First of all, according to the writer of the letter, the university does not have money to pay a new sculpture. Moreover, the writer suggests that the huge sculpture will take green areas, used for students to pass the time and study. Second of all, the woman in the conversation thinks that this new sculpture will be great for the university.
Are you saying news culture?
And then she later on explained that this sculpture will be almost completely paid for an anonymous donator. Furthermore, she believes that
You say the word furthermore, you want to get the TH, the tongue in between your teeth, like furthermore.
Pau is always playing football in these areas, which will be used for the sculpture. Therefore, for Pau, it is sculpture again versus convenience. These are the reasons why the speaker is against this idea.
Okay. Now, anybody at YouTube, what is that word that he's saying there? I can't get that 100%. If anybody wants to make a comment below, Rodrigo, I couldn't hear. There's that one really important word in there. You said it several times. I think it's a word stress issue, but I couldn't quite understand that, what you were saying there. So I think 3, I'm going to put you at 23 points out of 30. You do have, your speech is generally clear except for a few areas. So you still need work with certain pronunciation features of certain words. You need a little bit more work on your intonation, I think. So that's why I'm going to give you a 3.0 out of 4.